Hello everyone and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll update you on the Ferris State track and field along with the tennis and softball teams. We'll start though first with track and field joined by head coach Jared Kelsh. And coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob.
Of course, the Bulldogs starting the outdoor season here this past weekend, but before we get to the outdoor season, let's recap what was an exciting season for your team indoors.
Yeah, we had a ton of really good performances indoors this year. Ended the year with 5 national provisional qualifiers. Had 2 kids actually go to the NCAA Championships. So big step up for us this year. We scored a lot more points on the women's side than we had originally anticipated. So really great way to end the indoor season and kind of kick off our outdoor season here. You mentioned 2 individuals went to the national championships. Obviously, always nice to come back with an All-American. Yeah, John Koch had a great day, made some really good jumps early on where some other athletes had some misses, and so that kind of propelled him up into 6th place pretty early on, and he was able to hold on to that position throughout the remainder of the competition. Also had Molly Emmerich, who competed in the 800 meters, and first time for her to compete at the NCAA Championships. So.
What was it like being at the NCAA Championships, of course, part of the Division II Sports Festival this past winter?
Yeah, it's a great experience. They do that festival every couple of years so that hopefully everybody during their time in collegiate athletics has an opportunity to participate in a festival. But it's great to see all the athletic teams come together, different sports, and just be able to celebrate the accolades of all the athletic teams that participate in the winter season. So.
As we move on to the outdoor season, you got your season started this past weekend at the Michigan State Spartan Invite. Talk about the performances this past weekend.
Yeah, we were really happy with how our kids did this weekend. It's been a month since they've raced, spring break, so just kind of getting back into it, shaking the rust off of everything. We had really good field events. Our sprinters looked really good, and our distance kids for the high workload had a great meet. So. We're excited with where we're at after the first week, and looking forward to hosting our home meet this weekend.
26 performances that were top 10 finishes in the Michigan State Spartan Invite. Talk about the competition you faced at that season opening meet.
Yeah, we have an opportunity to. This is the first time they've had that meet in a couple of years. It's been canceled, but we had an opportunity to go against some D1 athletes, all the way down to NAIA and unattached athletes. So it really kind of covers the spectrum as far as performance and caliber of athlete. So it's a really good opening meet for us because it challenges all of our kids. Whether they're, like you said, national qualifiers or kind of working their way up the ladder. So it gives everybody a great opportunity to be competitive and kind of get that first one in and see where we're at for the beginning of outdoors.
Nice balance with some of the results. Did well in some of the distance events, of course, but also had some strong finishes in the field events.
Yeah, our throwers, we had a lot of kids who, we didn't have throw indoors or change events and kind of go into something new. So it was great for them to get out and get some marks. A lot of kids, kind of picked right up where they left off last year. So for that being the first meet of the year and kind of being ahead where they were last year is very exciting and says big things for the work they put in.
Moving on this week, you host the Bulldog Track and Field Invitational at Top Taggart Field. Talk about the meet this weekend, having the opportunity to run here on your home track.
Yeah, it's always great to be able to run on your home track. Get the university involved and have the local fans and have the parents come out. And we've only hosted one meet here in the past 4 or 5 years, so it's good to give the kids who are seniors and 5th-year seniors an opportunity to run a home track meet if they haven't had the opportunity before. And so having the new surface and hosting the conference championships last year, we're pretty excited to host a home meet again this year and see how our kids can do here on campus.
Of course, last year this meet got canceled with some of the weather, but forecast looks a little bit better for this Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. The last couple of weeks of training have just been fantastic with the weather. We've got some solid runs in, solid workouts in. Our throwers were able to get outside a little earlier than we have in the past, so that's big for us. We're looking forward to a good sunny day on Saturday and just hoping for the best and that our kids run to their potential.
What do you see from some of the teams in the competition coming in that will be here this Saturday?
Yeah, we have quite a few GLIAC teams coming in, or at least partial GLIAC teams, depending on what events they're looking to compete in. But it'll be good to kind of get a look at some of the teams that we'll be facing at the conference championships. We didn't see a ton of those teams this weekend at Michigan State, so it'll kind of give us an idea of where we stack up against some caliber schools in our conference. And we'll have quite a few community college unattached athletes that will also be there. So again, it kind of gives us a good spectrum of letting all our kids compete and be competitive.
GLIAC Outdoor Championships coming up here in early May down at Grand Valley State. Talk about the schedule as you lead into the conference championships and getting ready to perform at the conference meet.
Yeah, we'll take a couple of kids to Bucknell next week. A couple of kids who qualified for that meet. It'll be a select few, but we'll try to get to Grand Valley once or twice before the conference championships just to get an opportunity to run on the surface. Throw in their throwing areas, just kind of get familiar with it so it's not foreign to us when we get, down to the championships. But, again, we like to go to meets where we can face kids from our conference and see where we stack up in our conference so we know what we're looking to achieve by the conference championships.
Talk about some of those goals you hope to achieve at the conference meet and how you build up and try to reach some of those goals here during the outdoor season. Yeah,
the big thing for us is we like to use the early season, and we don't really cut them any slack. We kind of work through the first couple of meets, and then we'll cut down on mileage a little bit, start doing a little bit faster stuff, more technical stuff with the throws, go a little lighter on the sprinters on their recovery days. Just really looking to, get that first 3 or 4 weeks of hard work out of the way, so we can kind of start to wind down as we get closer to the championships. Everybody feels a little fresher. Times are getting faster and distances are, throws are throwing further, and just able to work on more technical stuff and not so much the meat and potatoes of the season. So
certainly you being a former college athlete here at Ferris State, talk about what goes into being an athlete in the track and field cross-country program. Some of these athletes going through the entire year here competing and then obviously still being a student at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely dedication. Even just our specific track side, we have fall track so they're pretty much going year round too. It's practice every day, weight room. Like you said, on top of studying and classes, and it just takes a lot of dedication and effort to be willing to be gone, like you said, pretty much every other weekend throughout the whole year. And so that's kudos to them because they put in that hard work and put in the time and dedicate pretty much their free time to doing all the extra stuff that you need to do in order to be successful as a college athlete. So.
Coach, thanks for your time, and looking forward to watching the Bulldogs in action this Saturday at home here at Top Taggart Field.
Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.